What's going on, you brittle braggarts? My name is Mason.
And I'm Alex.
And welcome to FU Fantasy Football.
Oh, fantasy!
We're a podcast
About fantasy.
in case y'all forgot. Hey, I was making fun of you because you're like, I was waiting for you to say podcast. I was like,
yeah, it's a bit. I forgot. I love bits.
Fuck you, Alex. F you, Alex. F you to football and fantasy form. Except not really. We had a pretty good fucking game last night.
Yeah, we did. Sort of.
I mean, for fantasy, there was some goodness, and for bettors, there was a lot of goodness. You bet overs, man, which I, of course, did not, and I got screwed from. But as far as football goes, it was a pretty entertaining game.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I love watching the Saints lose.
Thanks.
I love watching the Saints lose. Like,
I'm just gonna throw the ball over to you to do something with it. You're just gonna zap it and get tackled immediately.
Should I just go straight to my rant?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you got something, let's.
Oh,
go.
Dude, how long in this offseason was I talking about how bad Derek Carr is? And I would just try to find articles anywhere that said anything negative about this kid. No one would ever breathe a bad word about this guy. And now it's sexy all over Twitter. Man, is Derek Carr the worst quarterback in the NFL? Huh. Was I saying this all freaking offseason? He has never been that good. He's had a couple of good seasons and good stretches, as has Mariota has too. Ryan Fitzpatrick has too. Everybody's had good stretches. But man, this dude for his entire career has been bad. The dude got cut for Jared Stidham in freaking Las Vegas. And we thought this dude was going to be the savior for the Saints. This dude is awful. And of course, now everybody's piling on Dennis Allen. It's like, wow, is Dennis Allen not a very good coach? Who was saying that all offseason? This guy. Like, what do we... But now everybody's on the train after like a few games instead of his whole freaking career that we've seen. And now he finally maybe it wasn't just Vegas. Maybe he's just not that good.
Yeah, I mean, since he's left, Vegas is 3-3. I mean, and they're doing it with a couple journeymen. You know,
man,
I like that. Although it is funny that he actually had, because we're a fantasy podcast, he actually had okay production.
Oh yeah, garbage. All his production's in garbage time.
Well, he had that rushing touchdown, pretty early on. That's really what saved him. I think he had 17 point something points last night, which isn't bad.
You don't know my bet? Did I send you the parlay I did? My Derek Carr sucks parlay. It's under 1.5 touchdown passes and a pick six.
Oh yeah, dude, you made a lot of money on that. You go like $5 and won like 70 or something like that.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
He's pretty terrible. This could happen.
I actually bet the under on his passing, but I parlayed it with the under on the game because that was Thursday night.
It would have been that if honestly, if he didn't throw that pick six, it would have been like that. And that's what killed me is that I had a parlay that I needed. All I needed was his under to hit, and I would have made $2,500.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and
how many parlays have been lost by one leg being missed?
Man, it was 11 legs. It was a free bet, so who cares? But it was 11 legs, and I hedged that. I bet him over in the third quarter. So
yeah.
I still had him winning like $100, but
yeah, T-Law decided that he needed only to have a banged up knee to start running all over the yard, which I just thought was
40 yards rushing.
What the hell is at least? Yeah. His day was fine. I think he got like 15 or 16.
They got 18.
Did he get 18? Okay.
Yeah. Or he was 18. Maybe after a couple of knees, he was down to 17.
Yeah, that's still pretty good compared to what we both thought. I think I had him right outside my top 12 or right there.
Yeah, I had him at 12.
I had him 13. Okay. But yeah, that's pretty good. Alex, I don't know. I've got a funny intuition that somehow, even though everyone's kind of dogged, including myself, the matchups this week, I feel like we're going to get some exciting games. I don't know why. I feel like overs are going to hit, and I feel like some of these games are going to be fun.
I feel like there's going to be some random superstars, like back from the dead. Like OBJ has a randomly good game.
I mean, there are the last couple games are pretty fun. The Chargers, Kansas City, and Miami, Philly. Those are obviously going to be good ones.
Oh, yeah. Good stat about that.
I feel like the Washington Giants, the Commanders Giants could be fun. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think there's some random games like Pittsburgh, LA might be fun. I don't know. Yeah. Detroit, Baltimore there's actually some decent games going on here. But I don't know. It's just a funny tingling I have in my loins. All right. I'm going to get into my rants because I have two of them. Let me get my notebook here because we have quite something to talk about.
Oh, no.
Alex, should we go with valuable lesson learned 1 or 2 first?
Just start from the very beginning. This is
the valuable lesson learned rant. And I feel like such a dummy because not only did this happen to me, but I heard about this happening to other people on the Ringer Fantasy. They do like a court thing where people send in submissions to say, is this to overturn or uphold bad dealings or whatever. And I heard about this one. I was like, what an idiot. Well, it turns out I'm an idiot too. I sent out a trade a couple weeks ago, and the trade consisted of me sending Brian Robinson and Jalen Waddle for Deontay Johnson and Montgomery. And this is when Waddle was not doing anything. Brian Robinson was at a low, and I wanted Montgomery because he was doing well. And then obviously DJ was coming back, so I was like, I'm going to get on that train. I thought it was a decent bet, a decent trade.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Left it out there. This league is the last of my priorities. It's a standard league. I still set lineups, and of course, I'm still trying to win. But I've just had bad luck. I've had bad moves made. But this guy, I left it out there, and this guy accepted this week. And I was livid when I found out. I went downstairs when I was at work yesterday, and I was sitting on the John, and all of a sudden I look at this league, and I'm like, oh my God, he fucking swindled me. And I was so mad. I was just sitting there shaking while I was taking a dump. But after I thought about it for a while, I was like, you know what? I think the world is going to correct itself. I really need to win this week. I'm 1-5 in that league, but I'm hopeful that I can still pull off a win. And if I win this 1 week and Montgomery comes back next week and Deontay Johnson starts doing what I thought he was capable of doing, I don't think I hate this trade that much.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson in standard league is pretty not great.
It's not great, but Waddle hasn't been that great either.
Montgomery in a standard league is awesome.
But Montgomery has been killer, and Brian Robinson's been fine. So this dude, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel. He's one spot above me. I'm last in the league right now in that one, and he's second to last. So I was super mad, but I'm like, yeah, but if I can squeak out this one win, and then Montgomery is a game changer.
Yeah, he's a top 5 player in standard leagues.
I lost Chubb in that league, so I need a good running back, and Brian Robinson was kind of doing that for me. But I have Mostert, and I also have Henry. So I have decent running backs. My wide receivers have kind of ass, so we'll see. I don't know. I was just like, holy shit, I can't believe I didn't check. Like, for some reason, I don't know why this is happening. I feel like the trades didn't used to do this. I feel like it used to be that they would stop, like they would.
Yeah. Are you a sleeper?
No, this was on. They stopped the trades after the.
No, sleeper is you have to take it off.
Yeah, I think everyone does that now. I think even ESPN leaves it up. This is a new thing this year, so check your fucking shit, people, because this has happened multiple times, evidently, to other people too. So I got they ruled the Ringer guys ruled. They're like, that's your fault, bro. You got
it is. Yeah,
and I was so mad, and I was like, it's such a shiesty move, but good on him. Get on him, God damn it, you sexy son of a bitch. I wrote like 5 different texts into this group and deleted them all. I was like, nah, I look like a bitter berry over here, like a bitter dingus. So I just deleted. All right, rant number 2. Follow your fucking gut, damn it. I can't believe that I switched Ridley, or I left Ridley in my lineup. I could have had Lockett. You convinced me otherwise. I get to work. I'm talking to my buddy who's a big fantasy guy too. And he was like, man, you wouldn't play Ridley? The upside. You got to play upside. And I was like, you do have to play upside. And I'm so wrong. My brain knew that playing Tyler Lockett was the right call. But my gut, my want, my need for Ridley to do well, because I've talked him up so much, overpowered my gut, and I'm so mad. So mad. He got me 1.5. Such crap. I should have known. I did know. I just didn't do it.
Sorry, man. It was like the very end of the podcast.
I know.
We made a decision what you were going to do.
It's so annoying. I'm so upset with myself.
Yeah.
Dude,
So what's wrong with Ridley? Like, he barely played. Is he hurt or
no? He played. Dude, he had a sick catch that was so close to being inbounds. His heel barely touched out. Did you see that play?
Yeah. Actually, I don't even know if it did actually touch. It was.
They should have reviewed it more. It was. I think his heel did come down, but it was an incredible catch. And yeah, he had some targets at the end. They aired it out to him a couple times too. So they're stretching the field. It's just a bad matchup.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we did. Yeah, that's what.
And I knew it. I knew it was a bad. I even said it to him. I defended my own take, and at the end of the day, I just left him in.
Yeah, we talked about how they lost Roby in the slot, and that Kirk was a smash play, but Ridley probably get Lattimore, outside receivers.
From the get-go, I was like, oh God, they're not going to throw him the ball. Yeah. Lattimore's going to shut him down, and it's going to be a Christian Kirk game. And guess what? It was. And I was just sick. From the first 3 minutes of the game, I was like, I made a huge mistake. We have to move on before I kill myself.
I bet Christian Kirk over, though. Receptions.
Great. Good for you, Alex. Good for fucking you.
Oh, man. And then the Saints side. Oh, is there trouble in paradise with Olave and Derek Carr? All I saw in the offseason was look at the connection that they have. They love each other.
I was not a big... Let me go back to my preseason ranks on them, because I was not as big on them as everyone else.
I did like Olave this year just because I thought he'd go to one guy, and he does go to one guy. He just doesn't throw the ball accurately to that one guy.
Yeah, I mean, I had him outside my top 12 though. I didn't have him as a starter
Yeah, I mean, there was that little section where it had T. Higgins, Olave, and Devonta Smith. Looks like all of them are pretty bad. Not right now, but I had Devonta Smith over all of those guys when most people had Olave in front of all those guys.
Yeah, I had Devonta Smith over him too, and that's playing out. Devonta Smith still had some good games, and he's getting incredible targets. I think he has a big game. But regardless, we will talk about that in a bit. All right.
Yeah.
Take us away, Brody.
All right, bruh. No, nothing else. So there's one thing I do. I'm worried about a little bit. ETN's getting a lot of touches, and it is only game 7. I am worried about him for the rest of the season. If you have ETN, I would make sure I had Tank, even though Tank doesn't look particularly good. It's a lot of usage, and if you have him in a keeper league or dynasty league, I'd be looking to trade him, because we know how if you have the most touches in a season, the next season you don't usually do that well. He's getting a ton of usage, which makes me kind of like Trevor Lawrence towards the end of the season, because I think that there's no way he's going to last all 17 games, because he did play all 17 games last year. That's just a lot on a body. But other than that, he is excellent for you right now. He is crushing it for you.
I mean, it's hard to predict injuries, so I'm going to stay away from that. But
I'm not going to predict it. I'm just saying it's a lot of usage.
I think your point here, the thing that should be taken away is that you should go get Tank for sure.
Yeah, even though
it's a good call.
even though Etienne's excellent and takes like the guy, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's plenty of Jags that have been serviceable.
Yeah, especially in that offense. Yeah. And I was actually also wrong about the Jaguars defense.
Kind of funny I said Jags for Jags.
I was wrong about the Jaguars defense. The Jaguars defense is really good. No matter what the score told you yesterday, a lot of that was in garbage time.
And the Saints defense did not show up.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Their run defense didn't show up either. I know he got a lot through the air, but man, they were not good.
Nope. Not at all. All right, let's go through these games. First game. We got.
I was trying to do a different thing.
Anyway, we got
We're idiots and idiots. Okay, I'll stop it.
We have the Lions of Detroit versus the Baltimore Ravens, likely with no David Montgomery. He hasn't been ruled out officially yet, but he's not going to play. Yeah, he's not going to play. What's your thoughts and random facts and players you like and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so we're going to kind of like bullet point like one or two things per game that we like. You know, we'll maybe talk a little bit about other things. But I think my big bullet point for this is it's going to be a big Mark Andrews game, man. The Lions are a very good defense, and their one area of weakness is tight end, especially for fantasy. And he is averaging over 14 points per game. The Detroit defense is allowing over 14 points per game, and he's only had one game under 10 points. I think Mark Andrews goes crazy. And I know that's not like great for, you know, your flex options and got start sits and stuff, but just if you're an owner and you need a big week because of buys and you have Mark Andrews, I think you should be very happy that you invested an early pick for a game like this.
Yeah. Also, last time that Montgomery missed, Gibbs had 17 carries. So, and Craig Reynolds only had 4. So I don't think I'd start Craig Reynolds, especially against that defensive line. I think that he's a stay away from me. Gibbs, I mean, you probably have to play, but I don't like him.
Is he officially cleared to play? Is he going to start?
He's not official, but I think he's off the injury report. We'll see today. But if Gibbs,
check your Friday reports. So that's obviously always important.
Yeah, if Gibbs plays, I'd play him. If all you see is Reynolds, it also might be Reynolds missed practice earlier this week too, so it might be a Zigbo. I would just stay away from this backfield unless you have Gibbs, because Baltimore's run defense is really good.
Yeah, you know who you're starting in this game for the most part.
Yeah,
Zay Flowers,
Andrews, Amon-Ra, Josh Reynolds.
I'd play him in a pinch. You know. Yeah. Especially if all these running backs are banged up, they might have to go through the air, and they're at Baltimore, so that's not.
Yeah, I like Baltimore in this game, and I don't think it's particularly close because I think they just do well what Detroit wants to do, and without David Montgomery, I don't think they can do what they want to do well. So
we'll see.
I got Baltimore in this game. I think I got the under too. I think this is going to be a low scoring game, lower scoring than we're used to seeing with Detroit. I think it's the first time where they get like kind of punched in the mouth a little bit.
Oh yeah, so you don't think?
I like Amon-Ra.
You don't think Goff is a top 12 play?
No.
Then
no.
Oh, where do you? We didn't talk about this.
I have him. I want to say I had him at. I think I had him at 13. I think I'm one spot below Lawrence, just because all these guys are on bye. But I just don't. Baltimore has a good defense. They have a good defense. And Detroit's on the road in Baltimore, Goff on the road. I know we just saw it on the road, but I mean, it's the one thing I will say is that I don't know if Baltimore's really going to do anything either. I think it's just going to be just a defensive battle, and I think I would say Baltimore wins 17-10 maybe.
Oh, 19-10,
wow. Something like that. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be the first game where you see Detroit not really do a lot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see. I don't know.
Moving on.
Las Vegas versus Chicago. Game of the week. what do you? Justin Fields does not need surgery, but likely won't play this week. So you're going to see Bagent or however you say his name at QB against the Las Vegas Raiders defense has played pretty well as of late. Anything that you want to take away from this game?
All right. I kind of dumped on him a little bit by saying start Vegas, and I still think you do because this guy's an undrafted free agent, but he's getting the start. He won the battle to be the backup there. This dude in college was pretty good, and I know I alluded to it last episode. Tyler Bagent, this was in D2 schools, mind you, but he had 53 starts. He had 1,400 completions for 17,000 yards and 159 touchdowns. And those are all records in NCAA football. So the dude has experience. He's now has a week of being first team reps under his belt. I was looking at articles, and guys are always going to say this, that they support their dude and they believe in him. But DJ came out and put his name out there and was like, I believe in this guy. I think he's going to do well for us. So I have a little bit more faith, and maybe that's misplaced. But, there's something to be said for guys that come out of college and have a ton of experience versus guys, Lance, that don't. So I think that he can be serviceable in this offense.
I think in the right offense he could, but I think in the Eberflus offense he can't. Also, Vegas has not allowed a.
The thing is, they're trying to. He might be more of the quarterback that Eberflus wants compared to Fields, who's just doesn't. He lives outside of structure and does whatever the fuck he wants. This kid might actually do what Eberflus wants him to do.
Yeah, I bet he throws for under 100 yards.
Wow.
Las Vegas Raiders have not allowed a 100-yard receiver this year. They have a great pass defense, and the Chicago doesn't have and Roshan might miss this game, so they're on Foreman, who looks like a shell of himself. I don't like Chicago at all. I would hammer the Raiders in this game.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I still have them. I guess
Hoyer's playing.
My take here is that I think that you could still start DJ Moore. You might be able to start Cole Kmet if you need to. I think there might be better options. But if with buys, DJ might be a necessary start for you, and I think you can play him. If you have to.
Yeah, you have DJ, you have to play him, but I don't like him. Also, Devontae Adams, over the last 2 weeks, is wide receiver 56.
Wow.
And Jacoby Myers is wide receiver 8. There's a new wide receiver 1 in Vegas, and I think they both have great games against Chicago because it's Chicago, and I think Vegas wins this game by 14.
Yeah, what is the over-under? I'm just saying, I've got it.
I think it's because they're both backups. It's only 3 points, but I think.
Oh, really?
Win by double digits.
Battle of the backups here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got Vegas. I don't think if I can help it, I like Cole Kmet actually in this game because for rookie quarterbacks, they love their tight end. I think they're going to try to give him easy completions, and I think the way that you would beat the Raiders is through the tight end. But I don't know if they scored. I probably will bet them not scoring an offensive touchdown this game.
Wow.
The Bears. No.
The Bears. All right.
The Bears.
I don't hate that tech. I like I said earlier this week, my big thing was pick up the Vegas Raiders to play against this dude. And I still think it's a good call. My take was just that there actually might be some points available for some of these.
I think he gets to the other side of the 50, and I think that he won't turn the ball over. And I think they're going to simplify the offense for him. But so I don't think the Raiders going to get you a defensive touchdown, but I think they'll get you 8 to 10 points. I think it's a good pickup.
Yeah.
Next game, Cleveland at Indianapolis. What's your thoughts on this game?
This is just a simple one, so we can kind of keep this clipping along here. Start your pass catchers against Indy. We talked about it yesterday. You gave the stats on the number ones that get incredible production against Indianapolis. They are allowing 36.12 points per game to your wide receivers. So play him.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper, I think, has a great game. I think he's like a top 15 easy.
Yeah. I am nervous about the running backs for the Colts. The Cleveland has not allowed a running back to run over 60 yards this year.
Oh, yeah. They have two dudes that they're going to pound the rock. So especially more. God, wow, Mason. Even more to that point, I think that they're already going to be dividing up. So you're probably right, because Moss, he's going to get 50.
Yeah, I have Moss and Taylor. I'm going to play Taylor. I'm going to sit Moss, but I don't like it. I'm nervous. It sucks. I hate it. And I got the Cleveland defense, so if they do score, it goes against my defense. Like, whatever. Gems or breaks, But yeah, nothing else in this game. I think you still have to start Pittman. I'm probably not starting Downs. No. The way you do beat Cleveland is through the tight end. So Granson is interesting. I like him better as a DFS play. But even Ogletree's starting to eat into that workload. So it's that offense is kind of just muddy. But Cleveland definitely, Amari Cooper and Kareem Hunt.
Indianapolis, so that's good. They're not home at least.
Yeah. Kareem Hunt was on the injury report yesterday. So look for today, because if he doesn't play, it makes Pierre Strong a little interesting. So we'll see. But I got Cleveland in this game. I think Cleveland wins another ugly game. I bet the under.
Yeah, I would bet the under.
Yeah. Buffalo at New England. What do you got in this game?
I went back and I moved Ramondre up a little bit. New England doesn't have a good run defense.
Yeah? No, Buffalo.
I'm so sorry. Buffalo doesn't have a good run defense. Buffalo is allowing 23 points per game to the running back position on the year. In the last 2 weeks, they're allowing 26.23 points to running backs per week, or in those per game. Barkley was borderline RB1 last week, and last week was a down week for running backs. He had 13.8 against them last week, which is pretty decent. Ramondre coming off a decent game, 17 points last week. I moved him up about 3 or 4 spots. I had him outside my top 20, and I think I have him at 17 now. There's a world where he's okay this week.
So last 4 weeks, Ramondre is tied with another running back with 8.4 points a game. That running back is Ezekiel Elliott. So get a little nervous that it's becoming more of a 50-50 split. Also, speaking of 50-50 split, last week, Latavius Murray had 12 touches and Cook had 14 touches.
That's crazy.
Yeah. All of these running backs in this game make me a little nervous. But if I had to start running backs, I would start a Ramondre. Ramondre would be my choice of all running backs in this game.
Yeah, no, and I like I said, it's a down week because there's a lot of guys out and there's a lot of injured guys. So you have to start them, but I think you can start them with a little bit more confidence that I was thinking earlier this week.
Yeah.
If you get 12 points from them, I think you're happy.
Yeah. There's nothing ever comes out of New England, but are they still going to keep rolling out Mac Jones? It sucks. It's so bad. Against Buffalo? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yo, low-key, Kendrick Bourne was really good last week, and nobody talked about it.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to be good against Buffalo, though. But yeah, Kendrick Bourne,
no.
3 of 6 weeks he's been good.
He had double-digit targets last week.
Yeah. 3 of 6 weeks he's been very good.
Yeah. Mary Grace was asking me if she should start him over some people, and I was like, I think you can drop him. And she opened up, she was like, he had like 20 points last week. I was like, oh. And I went back and looked, and he's boom bust. He's a boom bust guy, but when he booms, it's not like he gets 3 catches for 100 yards. He's getting PPR points. He's getting a lot of catches. So
I think he's a hold, just because I don't think Mac Jones is going to be a quarterback there very much longer.
Yeah, sure, but there's also...
So I'm going to see what he does with the next quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I hold him. And I don't know if he's going to start this week. So if like Malik Cunningham comes out and starts, I wouldn't want to play Bourne because I don't know what Malik Cunningham's going to do. So New England keeps so much like close to the vest. Like I want to see what they're doing and get like some consistency. But he's definitely wide receiver 1 in New England.
Yeah, you would think that that they would try and continue to like feed their best wide receiver the ball. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
they don't
look at Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry had like 2 huge games, and where's he been? So also Tyquan Thornton's come back. He actually looks pretty solid. I just traded for him in Dynasty just because dude's fast. They got Pop Douglas still that was out last week. Boot was out last week. I don't know. I gotta see some consistency from this offense first before I'm going to roll any pass catchers in New England.
No, for sure. But somebody keep on the radar.
Yeah, I wouldn't play Gabe Davis this week. That's probably going to come back and bite me, but I would not play him. I'd only play Diggs, and then you probably have to play Cook and Ramondre, and that's about it. I don't know if I like the tight ends in this game either.
Nope.
Yeah. I'd say away from this game if I could. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a very low scoring game.
We've spent way too much time on New England.
Okay, Washington at the New York Giants. I don't know why I just said it in that weird accent, but what do you got? New York. What do you got in this game?
The Commanders have allowed 41.98 points to opposing. God, we really can't talk. Opposing wide receivers. 11 targets to our boy Wan'Dale Robinson last week. Give me some Wan'Dale.
Yeah. I just traded for him in Dynasty too.
We talked about it last episode. Tyrod's probably coming back this week.
Yeah, he is.
He was the one who gave him all those targets. So he had 14 points. I think he's a flex consideration, and I think you can feel pretty good. We're in a 3 wide receiver league, and our buddy John has got him in there, and he's playing against you. So
yeah, no, I like him.
I wouldn't feel great if I were you that that guy could get 14 to 20 points potentially. Yeah,
that's the thing about Wan'Dale is that at least he reminds me of
closer to like 10 to 15.
Yeah. He's like PPR machine. He's probably like a 13 to 17. I expect from him, but I don't think he's going to get 25 points.
No, also for that player, that's great.
Also, they just benched in Washington. They just benched their first round rookie because he sucked, and they actually played a lot better. Their pass defense is a lot better. Wow. So maybe it even gets even better from there because he was killing them. They were just eating it, that secondary, and now they're playing a lot better in the secondary. As far as last week, they played a lot better. We'll see what happens this week.
We're gonna talk about him again later on another segment because he's not owned enough yet.
Yeah, if Washington, if Tyrod plays, I like Wan'Dale a lot better than if Daniel Jones plays. Daniel Jones plays, he's just going to get eaten alive.
No, absolutely. This is 100% predicated on if Tyrod plays, but right now it looks like he's trending that way.
Yeah. Daniel Jones is pushing to play. I'm like, bro, you got like a broken neck or something, man. Don't come back and play football right now.
We're all hoping that he does not.
Yeah.
Because we want Wan'Dale
for his life and for fantasy purposes.
Yeah.
I like Brian Robinson a lot in this game. It seems like he's had some down games lately, but he's RB15 the last 3 weeks, RB16 on the year. I like Brian Robinson against this awful New York Giants run defense, which is weird because the Giants have a good defensive line. They just can't stop the run, I guess.
Which is very strange.
I actually think this might be. I don't want to plant my flag in this, but I want to say this.
No, wait, no. Let me see if I can guess what you're about to say. Are you going to talk about Jahan Dotson?
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, I feel the same fucking way. I'm like, is this?
It feels like it. It feels like this is the game.
God,
Bieniemy's like, oh man, we're gonna find a way to get him the ball. It feels like he's gonna get like a 50-yard touchdown this week.
Dude, I am so in on. The New York Giants also give up a fuck ton of points to wide receiver. They give up 36.4 points to wide receivers.
Yeah. This year.
I know Curtis Samuel has emerged, but he's also a little gadgety. Sometimes he gets some of his points on like end arounds and weird shit like that. They'll line him up in the backfield.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if Jahan Dotson has a great game.
Yeah.
I hope it happens, man. He was one of my preseason darlings, and he's just not in there. It's so sad. He's so talented.
So talented. Yeah, he's so talented. And they might just need to move on from him because it is sort of the Andy Reid offense. He's never had that, like, so even like think like Jordan Matthews. I don't know if you remember him with the Eagles, like those kind of guys where like Jordan Matthews is like a big slot. He likes to work in the slot a lot. The enemy comes from that tree. Think about Kadarius Toney, Tyreek Hill. They're like guys that like to move around, go in motion a lot. Jahan Dotson's like a traditional X receiver.
It's just so infuriating because he's big and he's got great hands. He's an awesome red zone target. It's just so frustrating that you can't figure out how to use his talents. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I think it's good. I think he gets a good game though. I play him in DFS. I like him as a DFS, but
I love it.
I'm not starting him.
Looking forward, I would not be surprised. We're going to do the future waiver ads segment. Yeah. I like him potentially as one of those two.
Yeah, and
if you've got some space on your bench and you're feeling frisky, pick up Jahan Dotson because this could be a really big get right game. If nothing else, you could get him and then trade him away. He can be a good trade bait. Yeah.
Washington's schedule gets easier. They had a pretty difficult schedule at the beginning of the year. I'd hold on Jahan Dotson for now.
I think you play Curtis Samuel.
Absolutely. Definitely.
McLaurin's a start. Absolutely. Logan Thomas. Yeah.
French tied in one.
Yep. All right. We can move on.
Yeah, I would say don't worry about last week with Logan Thomas. He's going to be fine. Moving on to Atlanta and Tampa Bay. We got. What do you got, Mason?
So I've got kind of two different thoughts here.
Okay.
The one part of me thinks that for fantasy purposes, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are terrible against wide receivers. Mm-hmm. Terrible.
Wide receiver ones.
Yes. And I think it could be a good London game. Drake London could have a great game. He's wide receiver 20 in the last 3 games. They're targeting him a fuck ton. They're starting to utilize him the right way. Ritter is looking for him. But then the football part of my brain thinks that they're going to go back to the run game because that's how they've won games. Now, Tampa Bay is not great, or Tampa Bay is pretty good against running backs, but I think that they would rather run the fuck out of the ball and win the game than do the Belichick thing and like pinpoint the weakness. You know? Yeah. Arthur Smith is just a stubborn son of a bitch. But when he's done that, when he's played his brand of football, they win games. They're ugly and people hate it, but they win games.
Yeah.
And they got away from that last week and in the past few weeks, and they've lost games.
Yeah.
So I still think London probably has a decent game. And but I also think they're going to try and run the shit out of the ball. This year, on average, Bijan Robinson averages 13.3 rushes and 4.3 catches per game. Tyler Algier, 12.5 rushes and 1 catch per game. So, they want to be ground and pounding. Even if they're losing, they want to be doing it. They did it last year, too. So it's kind of, those two things kind of conflict. But I feel like they're going to try and really establish the run again this game.
I wouldn't throw against against Tampa. The reason that they allow so much to wide receiver ones is because they gamble, because they want to turn the ball over, and they were really. If you look at the Vikings game, they did that a lot, and they'll bait Ritter. Ritter might have 4 interceptions this game if they would have played the same way.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think. I think London can still have a good game.
Yeah.
But I still think Arthur Smith is going to want to run the ball.
He should. I mean, that's what he should do. There's a lot of things that he should do that he doesn't do. But Winfield Jr., Carlton Bateman, they just like to sit on those, and they just like to. Oh man, I I wonder what the over under on interceptions is. I bet it's 1.5, and I still might take the over on that interceptions.
No, it's great. These are just like that's the thing.
Yeah, no, actual
fantasy
football
versus football.
Yeah.
So they kind of conflict, but they also, I don't know. Yeah,
I don't like either tight end this game.
No, they're actually pretty okay against the tight end. But I still think you should get Jonnu Smith. He's another guy we've banged the drum for. I don't think either one of them has a particularly good game, but I think Jonnu moving forward with better matchups is startable. Yeah,
I think Tampa Bay comes back and crushes this week after a bad performance last week, just because they don't. What Atlanta does good is they stop the run pretty well, and then they bait you on with Jesse Bates. He turns the ball over.
They bait you with Jesse Bates.
Next, but what it does is sets up the tight end and slot. So I like K. Dotton and Chris Godwin this game. I think it's a really.
I have K. Dotton ranked decently high this week because they're terrible against the tight end, like you said.
Middle of the field, they can't guard the middle of the field very well. They're just too slow right now at linebacker and nickel. It all depends. Because they're going to have Jesse Bates. They're not going to have Jesse Bates on the tight end. K. Dotton will have a good game.
I have K. Dotton at 17, and I really wanted to get him up higher.
No, and he's emerging. He's becoming him. They're like Baker Cook a little bit. They got like Trey Palmer's doing well, and
let's play the K. Dotton name gamey
for this week.
Okay, K. Dotton. We'll start with easy ones. David Njoku.
Oh, K. Dotton.
K. Dotton. Kyle Pitts.
K. Dotton.
Wow. K. Dotton. Gerald Everett.
That game's gonna be insane.
K. Dotton, Michael Mayer.
Dotton.
Yeah? I have Mayer.
Everybody's freaking out about Mayer. He has 8 catches on the year. Everybody just relax for a second. Or 11 catches on the year.
Don't rain on my parade, Alex. I want him to
I've never seen more people freak out about 5 for 75 in my entire life. I've never seen Michael Mayer. I love Michael Mayer.
I'm conducting it, baby. I want this to go well for him.
I like him too, but man, I actually think I have to start him.
Hoyer wants to throw to the tight end, man.
No, I get it. But we got to relax with Michael Mayer. That's all I've seen all week after a 5 for 75 game.
I have him top 11. I have him 11.
Yeah, you got 6 teams on bye.
But I have Michael Mayer over, but I like K. Dotton.
I probably take Mayer, actually. I take Mayer, honestly.
Oh, now we're switching.
Yeah,
you want to jump on the train too, brother?
No, I'm just saying we got to relax a little bit on Mayer. I got to say it more than one time.
Luke Musgrave.
That one I'd take Otten.
I like Luke Musgrave. I've got him as a top 12 guy.
I just don't know what they're going to do off bye. There's so many pass catches in offense.
I get it.
Aaron Jones is back.
K. Dotton, there's a lot of guys that in that offense.
But specifically what you do well against the Falcons.
Yep.
You target the middle of the field.
Yep. I might move him up. I'm going to move him up over Kyle Pitts. How about that? I got him at 15 instead of 17.
I just refuse to rank Kyle Pitts. I had no idea what that dude's going to do. I refuse to rank it. I'm so glad I just traded Bijan in my Dynasty League, and I got Jamar Chase in return. Not one for one, but in the trade. Just because I want off of Atlanta everything.
I don't want full point.
Full point.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I went off of every Falcon.
Oh, that's an incredible trade.
Yeah. Not one for one. Like
I saw the trade. There's some other things in there, but if those being the two big guys,
forget
about it. It's great.
Yeah, outside of quarterbacks, he's probably
he's gonna have at least 10, 12 more years where Bijan, he's got 7, 8 maybe.
Yeah, you got two. There's JJ and Jamar Chase, and then there's everybody else in Dynasty.
Dude, you got for Dynasty, he's got to be a top 5 guy.
Yeah, well, it's weird super flex, so he's probably 7, 8. Yeah, so. But as far as skill position, skill position, he's top 2.
That's
him and JJ, and then everybody else.
Yes, absolutely. All right, we've spent way too much time on this.
All right, Pittsburgh at Los Angeles Rams. Quick stat: Pittsburgh defense has allowed 125 yards to wide receiver 1 3 times this year.
Say that again.
They've allowed 125 yards to a wide receiver 3 times this year.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love that.
And they've only played 5 games. So 3 or 5 games.
Yeah, start all your LA Rams.
I think Cup's gonna crush.
I want Tutu to do well. I want him to be back.
I think this is gonna be a randomly high scoring game. I thought about Pittsburgh defense off bye, maybe not. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be. I want the over in this game.
I think I do too. This is what I'm saying. This is one of the ones I was looking at. I was like,
yeah. The more I looked at it,
I feel like some of these games are going to hit the overs.
Yeah, the more I looked at it, Patrick Peterson's too slow for these dudes. In general, the secondary in Pittsburgh's pretty old, so I like this as a high scoring game.
You hear that? Dum, 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 dum. That is me beating the drum for Pat Fryermuth. Let's go, Pat Fryermuth!
Oh, you missed my text.
Oh no, is he injured?
He re-aggravated his hamstring. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he's out.
Man.
Yeah, he's out like for. I think it's like indefinitely. They might shut him down for the year.
Oh.
I know.
Well, my drum, I just put my mallet through the head of my drum because I was beating it too hard. Well,
it'll be interesting, though. I wonder if they would trade for Zach Ertz.
Oh, man. When did that happen?
Like 5 minutes before we got on.
No fucking way, dude.
Yeah. I went to use the bathroom. When I used the bathroom, I saw it and sent it to you.
Oh, fudge buckets! Yeah, I was grinding. Research.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Damn,
the backup tight end in Pittsburgh is.
It's the tight end from Georgia, that monster of a man.
Well, Washington.
Yes, Darnell Washington.
I wonder if he's available in Dynasty. I don't think he is. He's definitely not available in Dynasty. But
yeah. Well, Darnell Washington, welcome to the NFL, brother. You hear that?
We're really recommending that.
Dude, they're so bad against tight ends.
That'd be fun, though. I'd be okay with that. Just beginning of the year, do not start your rookie tight ends. Now it's like 5 rookie tight ends you can start.
They're just really bad over the last 2 weeks. They're allowing 20 points. 20 points to tight ends. That's fucking nuts.
I think that also is slot. I think Deontay Johnson could get.
Yeah. Then there it is. If DJ, you hopefully he's coming out of the gate firing because they're bad against the middle of the field.
You know what? Maybe I might pick up Allen Robinson and play in this game because I think Allen Robinson could be that big body in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. I don't know if I want to waste a roster spot in Allen Robinson, but
yeah. I mean, depending on how down bad you are, I don't know.
I'm down pretty bad. I got T. Higgins on bye, and I got David Montgomery hurt. I got JJ on IR. Yeah, oof. I need. Yeah,
I'm starting. This is in New York or New York League.
New York League.
Ooh, yeah. John's got some nice matchups this week too.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it. What the hell?
I mean, it is a 3 wide receiver. You need some production, so shoot for the moon.
All right, I think that's about it. Yeah, I'd start Johnson, Pickens, Warren over Najee if you have to start a running back. I wouldn't start Najee at all. I don't like
averaging 10 points a game under the radar, man.
Yeah, I don't like Najee anymore. I think he's actually droppable. And for the Rams, Puka, Cup. Running backs, I wouldn't start Zach Evans. I would stay away from Zach Evans. I think you gotta see what you have. Run defense. The Pittsburgh run defense is too good, and he doesn't catch passes. I don't want him.
I mean, I don't know if we know enough about him to
Exactly. We don't know enough about him.
But I mean,
he's be the starter. We don't know if it's going to be Royce Freeman. We don't know if it's going to be Myles Gaskin.
Or I would, yeah. I think I still would because the opportunity is going to be there, and the bye weeks are such a fucking oof. I think he is startable as like a flex. I don't know. I have him close to an RB2 though, right outside RB2 for me.
I'm starting to like Myles Gaskin more. He's
Myles Gaskin back in the day, 2-3 years ago, was he's
only 26 years old. And he's a lot more like Kyron than Zach. Like, I think that they got him to be like that goal line back. Like, the more I watch him, I think that they like. I just don't. He doesn't run like a McVay running back.
Evans,
if that makes sense. Yeah,
he's a bigger. I feel like he's more of a bruiser than like a nimble guy.
He reminds me of C.J. Anderson when they had him going to the Super Bowl with when Todd Gurley got hurt. This kind of reminds me of. So it could work. That worked. So they went to the Super Bowl. But all right. Anyways, outside of that, I wouldn't recommend starting Tutu or Higbee in this game. But sometimes
Higbee's droppable. It's so sad. He was my tight end guy that I was like just going to pick up just because his floor was good. His floor isn't even that good now because all these guys have emerged. But there's no way we could have fucking known that.
Well, yeah, we all thought that Kupp was going to take Puka's targets, but he ended up taking Higbee's targets.
And Atwell's.
Yeah, exactly.
Atwell, to be fair, Atwell has had, since he's been back, he had that touchdown, so he had about almost 10 points the first game, but he had one catch and like 2 targets last week. So
they can support 3 receivers. We've seen it before. They
can. We need to see it, and they've got a decent matchup here. So let's hope.
Yeah, this is for Tutu.
I would not be surprised if Tutu has those like 3 targets for 2 catches and like 80 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. I think that he could have like 2 touchdowns while the other guys get like 8 catches apiece.
We'll see. We'll see. I doubt it, but like DFS, I think he might be fun. Yeah,
I mean, Pittsburgh, they are good in the middle of the field. They got good safety.
But they're also, Kupp does a lot through the middle, too. So
that's what I'm saying. So they might have to go on the outside. Yeah. I think Puka and Tutu are going to control the outside more. So we'll see. Yeah, I still don't recommend it. That's interesting. The anytime touchdown bet. I might put that in one of my parlays. Okay. Anyways, let's move on. Arizona, Seattle. I'm just gonna do that for every game, I guess.
You do that for every other sentence. What do you mean every game?
What do you like in this game?
Would you say Seattle, Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay. This is. There may not be a game where 2 opposing secondaries and wide receivers just go fucking bananas.
Yeah.
Start your wide receivers.
Yep.
The Chargers. Yikes. The Seattle Seahawks are the worst against wide receivers. 30 seconds. Arizona is the 26th worst against wide receivers. Seattle allows 46.98 points to opposing wide receivers. That is insane. Yeah. That's crazy. Arizona allows 40.1. I am so mad at myself that I didn't play Lockett. And I still might, although I have Hollywood on too, so I'm playing Hollywood.
We even read that stat to you about how he always crushes Arizona.
I know, Alex.
Always.
But I have Devontae Smith too, so it's like I have to decide between those 3 now, and I don't know.
I'd play Smith.
Yeah,
or Lockett.
Yeah,
I play all 3 of them over Ridley.
I know, Alex. I'm an idiot.
You're starting everybody in this game except a running back in Arizona. I'd stay away from them because Seattle has a very good run defense, and who knows who that is. So everybody could possibly start as pass catchers. And no other running backs outside of Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. I'm starting him in Dynasty just because I have to, but I think that he's going to eventually. Yeah, if you don't have a 25 person roster in a 12-team league, then you don't have to start Charbonnet. All right, moving forward. Green Bay versus Denver.
47 points allowed per game. That is unbelievable, man. That is just crazy.
Now let's talk about another defense.
I need Hollywood to go for like 40 this game.
He might. I actually think that Wilson reemerges this game too.
Russell Wilson's coming back to Seattle.
Okay. Michael Wilson.
No, that's what I mean. Start them all, man. Start them all.
Yeah, Michael Wilson, I like.
Yeah, flex consideration. Three wide receiver. Absolutely, absolutely viable if you're in a pinch.
Yep. Green Bay at Denver. What are we looking for? What do you like?
I really love this game. I think off the off the bye against this terrible Denver defense, I think Love comes back and crushes. They're giving up over 20 points a game to running backs in fantasy, and he started off the season really hot. They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Denver's terrible. Give me all the love. I've got him as top 10 play.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I think he's going to crush this game. I like all pass catchers in Green Bay, including Jaden Reed. I think he's flex. It could be a flex play. I think they're trying to get him more and more involved, and he's a rookie, so later on in the year he's just going to keep emerging.
They've had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. They just sat there and drooled over that Miami tape. Yeah.
I think Watson gets like 3 catches for like 140 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's gonna get
I have him probably lower than I should. I just don't know where. The only reason I didn't rank those guys higher is because I don't know if he just distributes it to all of them and they all get like 10 to 15 points each. But probably one of them or 2 of them go bananas.
Oh yeah, and Aaron Jones is just going to crush too.
Oh yeah. That's the problem. There's so many mouths to feed now in that offense. I just don't know who's going to crush. You would think it's probably Romeo Doubs because he's been his go-to guy, but Christian Watson is also, the talent level is there too, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, I think no matter what, all of it goes through Love because I don't think they're going to run the ball particularly well. I think it's going to be dump off.
Aaron Jones even.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that it's going to be like what the Rams do, where their running game is essentially their pass out of the backfield.
Yeah, I picked him up in a league, and I had Anthony Richardson and Fields go down, and I actually don't. It's like whatever. I think he's going to do great.
Oh yeah. I think I had him I did have him at 7 this week.
I think I have him at 8.
Yeah. Play Love. And I think. I honestly want to stay away from Denver as much as possible. 3-headed committee in that backfield. Sutton gets Jair Alexander. Who knows who's going to Jerry Jeudy? He's having a mental breakdown. And they don't like Marvin Mims.
Steve Smith living in his head rent-free, bro.
Yeah. 2 weeks to prepare. I wouldn't touch Wilson in this game.
I've got him as a top. right outside top 12, I think. But they're gonna have to be passing to keep up with them. And when they hit against Miami and when they've gotten down bad, he had decent production. I don't love it, but I think Denver, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's 2 weeks to prepare. Jair Alexander fully healthy now. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I stay away from Denver as much as possible.
Say again.
I stay away from Denver as much as possible.
Yeah. I have Russell at 12, but I don't feel great about it. Well, would you rather play Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson?
Oh crap, Russell Wilson.
I have them right next. Yeah, I have him. Trevor already played, so I have them right next to each other.
Yeah,
Stafford or Russell Wilson?
Oh God, Stafford. Stafford. Yeah, it's right there. That's exactly where I have him.
Stafford's just like been so underwhelming. I would love. We just talked up that offense. He just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Green Bay has like the 9th best passing defense without Jair Alexander, and then he comes back. I just think that, and off a bye, 2 weeks to prepare.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell all day.
Yeah. Mary Grace was asking me if she should pick up Matthew Stafford or Sam Howell. I was like, we're all on Sam Howell. I have him as top 10 play too. So
yeah, he slings it, and he's gonna do it at Dotson. You heard it here first. All right, next game.
Oh, to Dotson, yeah.
Next game, the Chargers versus the Chiefs is going for 100 points. Play every single possible person in this game, not named Sky Moore.
You think they're going to score? It's going to be
51 to 49.
I would love that.
I actually have a nice little stat about that. Tell me what you like, and I'll tell you the stat.
Chargers are giving up to the Chargers in the three main categories of points to be given up, besides tight end. Three of the four.
Mm-hmm.
They are 32nd against quarterback. They are 26th against running back, and they are 31st against wide receiver. Oh my fucking God, Mahomes is going to obliterate this team.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And the one stat that they're not great against is tight end, but who gives a shit because it's Kelsey. So they're just throw them out there. Yeah. Rashid Shaheed, Rasheed Rice, Sky Moore, just play him. Whatever.
Ross.
Dude, who gives a shit?
Some keep Nicole Hardman right after the trade.
Yeah. Oh my God. DFS, just throw one of those dudes in your lineup, man.
I love
Derek McKinnon. Why not?
Yeah. I love Pacheco and Rasheed Rice this game. Travis Kelce has had he hasn't played poorly against them, but he's played he hasn't done as well as he usually does against the Chargers because Derwin James plays against them. I don't know if you remember last year where he picks him up and slams him down.
Yes.
Derwin James. He just has that weird body type that gives Kelce a hard time. Kelce still gets double-digit points every time he plays him. Yeah. But so this is no joke. In 5 meetings, Herbert has scored 23 points, 27 points, 36 points, 36 points, and 24 fantasy points. Mahomes has scored 31, 21, 35, 28, and 29. And the 5 meetings that they played each other. It has been everybody.
They like to show out for each other, man, because they always get compared to each other. I mean, are there 2 quarterbacks moving forward that you would not rather have in fantasy and in real football?
Healthy Burrow is the only one that I would even consider.
Yeah, they're the 3 best, moving forward in the next 10 years of their career. Those are the 3 dudes you want. And they fucking always show out again. The 3 of them love playing each other, and they love showing out.
Yeah, as long as Tua stays in Miami, Tua too. But
as long as his brain doesn't leak out of his nose. But yeah.
Well, so next game we got Miami at Philadelphia.
Something else I wanted to talk about. You ruined it.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh yeah. I was just gonna say you could try Andy Reid's fat ass out there, and he'd probably get you 10 points.
That was funny, but way too late.
Way too late.
Miami at the Philadelphia Eagles.
Devonta Smith is going to have a monster game, God damn it. And it's not just because I want him to. I do have him in multiple leagues. I'm only playing him in one, but I actually might play him in that one too. I just have better options. I think he has a big game. I think you start all pass catchers on both sides of this game. Goddard's going to be a smash start. Miami's low-key bad against tight end. AJ Brown, he just feasts on anybody, and especially against high flying scoring game. I think it's just a juicy. These past 2 games we talked about are just going to be hella fun, and watch them both be 17 to 20.
Yeah. They are not going to be.
Not
I would highly doubt that. I hope
so. I hope so.
And I like Jeff Wilson as a flex in this game. I'm assuming he plays.
If he does play, I might start him in a league. I might start him in a league.
When they go together, they usually just split the touches, and they can both be RB1s together. There's been multiple times where they've scored 20 plus each. So
did you look that stat up? That's cool.
Yeah. Last year when they played together,
A-Chain and he did it too. So
yeah. You always want to, whoever the back is in Miami. Yeah, I think you can start both of them almost every week. There's 2.
Yeah.
There's 3, maybe not. There's 2, absolutely. which is going to get weird if they're all healthy when A-Chain gets back. That's going to be the only. I just don't think they all will be healthy, but if they all are healthy, that's going to be interesting. There's nothing to say here. Play everybody. You can't not. Then the Monday night game, San Francisco at Minnesota. I honestly, if McCaffrey plays, of course you're playing him. Outside of that, Ayuk,
you got to play
Addison,
Elijah Mitchell. You got to play Elijah Mitchell.
Still with if McCaffrey plays,
I would consider him in a bind even if McCaffrey plays. Just because I think they're going to have him on a snap count.
Flores is getting this defense better. This defense is slowly getting better and better and better.
Yeah. It is crazy to me. They have been giving the amount of touches that they have been to Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
So why the fuck, now that he's injured, would they continue to do it?
Yeah, you're wrong.
If you want your best player to be healthy for the end of the year, start divvying up the fucking touches.
Yeah. No,
he does this. He always, they lose their best player at the end of the year, or generally it's a quarterback, but it's happened with running backs too. It's like, well, then maybe don't give Christian McCaffrey 20 fucking touches a game in the first 6 weeks of the year, man. Like, come on. He's going to get banged up.
Yeah, I'd sit him out of this game. But it sucks that, you have to have Mitchell or Mason, because if you have I don't have Mitchell because I've been trying to get him forever, and Nick has him and he won't trade him to me. But I have Mason, so I'm playing McCaffrey, and then I'll play Mason if he misses. But other than that, if you don't have McCaffrey's backup, then you can't probably play McCaffrey. Yeah,
I would try and get somebody. Night game is Chargers, right? Chargers Chiefs.
Yeah, maybe Akers. Akers is available. You can probably get him and throw him in there.
Yeah,
but against San Francisco,
he's going to get you like 5 to 6 points, maybe.
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you want
that's what I'm saying. I said it yesterday. Go trade a viable flex player. For Mitchell. Yeah.
I tried. He wouldn't trade him to me. I got Mason though.
Who did you offer him?
I think I offered him Cortland Sutton.
Really?
Before I traded him away. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, he just doesn't want to trade with me. He always thinks I'm trying to fleece him.
That's why he's 2 and 4.
I think I've offered him 10 trades, and all of these says the worst trades of all time. And then 2 weeks later, I'm like, remember you said that was the worst trade of all time? This guy
he thinks he knows. Oh my god, we got to get Nuggles on here. We got to get him on here.
I'll just go and print off all the trade offers that I've given him.
Just read them to him and see how they've panned out after this point. Be like, you could have had the best starting lineup of all time if you'd taken a third of these.
It's I do them just because I need they're just sitting on your bench. Oh, let's talk about this trade real fast. Because we're done, right? We finished this.
Yes, we need to talk about pre-waivers.
So I left this in just because I kind of wanted to see what it was like. So Michael Ryan is in our league, and he's 3-3. He's not playing any of these guys. So he has Charbonnet, Palmer, and Chase. Not playing any of them, right?
Chase?
Jamar Chase. Well, he's on bye.
Oh, duh.
So he's got his lineup in. So the trade's not going to affect him this week. So I was I'm missing Higgins, Montgomery, but Montgomery should only miss a week, right?
Right.
So I offered him T. Higgins, Montgomery, and Justin Jefferson for Chase, Palmer, and Charbonnet. And he turned it down. And I was kind of happy about it because I was like, yeah, I might lose this week, but I'm still 4-3. But when I catch my stride, man, my team is going to be awesome. I'm just kind of worried about missing the playoffs now.
Yeah. You're going to continue to trade shit around. Your team.
Yeah, there's only 3 people that trade in that league, though. So
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, I know I love my team. I played a dangerous game, and Montgomery got hurt and killed me. So
you did play. You traded a lot.
Well, I got this elite lineup. I got an elite lineup, and then JJ goes down. Montgomery goes down. Yeah. So, and that's, but I got rid of all my depth, which killed me.
Yeah. Luckily, I have. I mean, for a 3 wide receiver, I had Kelsey go down at the beginning of the year, and I've already had some buys that have made it a little rocky for me. But my team is pretty healthy for the most part, and it's delicious in that league.
Yeah,
we've got a crazy good team.
Yeah, everybody's got to remember that we still got
we got a long way to go. Yeah, I like my depth pretty well too. So for what it is.
I'm saying I know people are starting to get worried about their teams and stuff. It's we still got a long way to go.
Exactly. I mean, even if you're 1-5, 2-4, there you have to start taking chances when you are that low. You got to start trading 2-for-1s and trying to get dudes that have great upside and high floors.
Yep. Play to win.
Yep.
Okay. So beat the waiver wire. Whoever you're trying to pick up next week.
Waiver wire.
FU waiver wire. Woo! I'm going to start off. My guy's Myles Gaskin. I think he's the most like Kyron Williams. I'm not playing him this week, but I want to hold on to him because when people talk, listen, they, as soon as Kyron goes down, went and sign to the active roster Myles Gaskin, go and get Darrell Henderson. Yeah. I don't think that they think that Evans is at least the full-time guy. He might get the majority, but you might see Gaskin in there for 40% of the touches, and 40% of the touches in the Rams offense, I'll take it.
We've seen him do it, and I'm surprised he's only 26 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm looking up the percentage of this guy. Here we go. So to beat the waiver wire, and we generally do around 50%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess who the fuck is at 50.6% owned?
Kyler Murray.
No. Tank Dell.
Oh, really?
Tank Dell.
Wow. It's because he was out and he was on bye. Yeah. No, it makes sense.
Listen, he's had some duds. He's a boom bust guy, for sure.
Yeah.
But when he's boomed, he has boomed 20.2 and 25.5. Indy and Jacksonville. Now he's had a 3.9, a 6.4, and 8.3.
But nobody owned him that first week, the 3 whatever week.
The 6.4 was the first week.
Yeah. Nobody owned him then, and nobody owned him until after his boom week in week 2.
So you got 25.5, 3.9, and 8.3. So it's just kind of a slew of weirdness. They get the Panthers on the first week back out of a bye, and if you haven't noticed, we're not very good.
Yeah, especially against slot. I mean, we're not good against slot receiver.
So Tank Dell could be a smash start against us. He's absolutely a flex consideration against us coming out of bye.
Yeah,
and hopefully healthy.
Yeah, Jeremy Chins looks like he's out for 6 weeks. That's our nickel corner, and that's the guy that would be taking our slot receiver. So it looks like we're probably going to have Troy Hill move to the nickel. Troy Hill is like a journeyman guy. I like him. I like him more on the outside than the nickel, but he's kind of slow. Shaq Thompson's probably our best cover linebacker. He's out. So we got speed, but we got nobody that can stay with Tank Dell. So I think that's a good call. I think I like him over Nico.
50.6. That's crazy. It's crazy to me people dropped him. I guess because they needed to, which isn't surprising, especially since he's been injured. But man, go scoop him up. Go scoop him up.
Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. We already talked about Dotson. I like him this week. I'd probably just go ahead and own him. If he's in the league, I think he should just be owned just because the upside is just so good.
No, I agree. We talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, Jaylen Warren, we already talked about that. If he's available, get him. He's probably not available.
Jayden Reed, too. Speaking of Jalen's.
Jaden Reed?
Sorry. God damn, I always do that.
Yeah, Jaden Reed, absolutely.
He's way not owned at all.
Yeah.
Let me get the percentage on that. You keep going.
Trey Palmer for the Bucks, he is past... he's what everybody thought Scotty Miller would be in that offense. He's super fast, rookie out of Nebraska. He is past Trey Palmer. he is past Tompkins on the depth chart. He runs a 4.3, super fast, and he had 7 targets last week. If he gets 7 targets again, he's worth owning for sure. And he might be because of the matchup and how Atlanta isn't good against the middle of the field. He's going to run primarily out of the slot. I could see him getting 7 targets again, easy. If you get 7 targets and 7 targets, he's going to probably be the number 1 receiver on the waiver wire next week. So you might as well just go ahead and own him now.
We talked about him in game. He looked really good.
Yeah, we're like, who's number 10? Yeah, he's getting targeted. Yeah. Baker likes him, and Baker connected on two balls. Dude's running wide open. He would have 2 touchdowns. Baker sucks. So,
Jaden Reed is 17.7% owned.
I'm starting him this week in New York.
Yeah, they're going to be throwing the ball. Keep up. They're going to have to throw the ball. They're not going to throw the ball. They will be able to throw the ball against Denver because. So, like, again, it's kind of up in the air who's going to get fed per game.
Yeah. But what's the most likely thing to happen? A really talented rookie starting to get more targets or less targets? Usually they're going to get more targets as the year goes on, and that's why I like Trey Palmer, Michael Wilson, and Jaden Reed.
Yeah. All right, I think that's it. Michael Mayer too. I still like him.
Yeah.
See how he does this week.
Absolutely.
But I think, again, rookie.
Yeah.
Starting to get more involved in the offense.
Yeah.
Shown he can do it. Brian Hoyer, journeyman quarterback, needs to throw the ball to somebody who's safe. Big dude across the middle. Great hands.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And he did. He's probably going to get the start again. I doubt O'Connell gets it after he lost me a bunch of money by throwing in pick at the end of the game. But whatever. That doesn't matter. It matters, but it doesn't matter. Wasn't as bad as the Giants.
Is he Hoyer still? Is he slated to start or is O'Connell?
He's going to start. They haven't announced it yet, but he's going to start. I doubt they put O'Connell in, especially now that they're in their playoff hunt.
Yeah, 3-3, man.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Mason, you want to end it for us?
I'm going to end you, brother.
Ooh.
And as we say at the end of every episode,
as you
bye now.